All right, so Stu, for those that don't know, explain what MSHDA is.
Yeah, Luke, so MSHDA is an awesome down payment assistance program here in the state of Michigan. It's not a loan program itself. It pairs with either a conventional or an FHA loan, and what it really is you could think of it as a silent second loan. So you're not paying any interest on it, you're not making any payments towards it, but it provides up to $10,000 to cover the down payment and closing costs associated with either that conventional or FHA loan you're getting. The really cool thing about MSHDA is that $10,000 isn't paid back until you sell or refinance the home. So basically, you get to borrow that $10,000 up front to help with those closing costs, and then you get to hold on to it basically for free until you're ready to sell or refinance.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge, huge. Who qualifies for MSHDA? What are the requirements?
Yeah, absolutely. So there is a list of requirements that MSHDA looks at. So it varies a little bit dependent on your individual situation. To give you some general guidelines, though, we're basically breaking things up into targeted and non-targeted areas when we're talking about MSHDA. So in your non-targeted areas, you do have to be a first-time home buyer, which means basically you didn't have any home ownership interest in the last 3 years. So even if you had a home, but it was 5 years ago, you're now considered a first-time home buyer again. If you're in those targeted areas, you don't have to be a first-time home buyer. There's also going to be some income limitations, so how much you make, that's going to be dependent on the county that you're in, again, targeted versus non-targeted area, as well as your family size. Moving a little on from that, they do have some credit score requirements, and these are pretty important. So basically, their bottom line is going to be a 640 credit score. That's for your stick-built homes, things like that. If you're looking maybe a manufactured double wide, something like that, they are going to look for a 660 credit score. So we do have some credit score requirements on there to be aware of, but really MSHDA does allow for a pretty wide range in terms of who's eligible for that program.
Okay, awesome. And you had mentioned that you get up to $10,000 in down payment assistance. What does that cover? What can you use that towards?
Yeah, absolutely. So that can cover anything from the actual down payment to any of your closing costs and prepaid. So when you're buying a home, there are some costs associated with actually getting the loan. There's also some things that you're going to be setting up in an escrow account. So things like your property taxes, homeowners insurance, that down payment assistance can be spread across all of that.
How do I get this MSHDA loan? How do I go about getting this?
So my best advice would be to reach out to either Stu or Luke, which are really awesome loan officers, but really anybody at Treadstone Funding. Any of our loan officers are incredibly well-versed in the MSHDA down payment assistance program. So anyone here is going to be an awesome resource for you in terms of getting that application process started, walking you through the steps, and getting you qualified and making sure that we are checking all the right boxes up front to ensure that you have a smooth transaction.